A U.S. Navy submarine once fired a missile through Arctic ice, striking a target 1,000 miles away with surgical precision. No one saw that launch and no radar caught the strike. Then the sub disappeared. But what the Navy tested that day wasn't just a weapon, it was something no one was ready to believe. The United States Navy operates 48 nuclear attack submarines and 14 ballistic missile submarines, plus 4 Ohio-class SSGNs. The 4 Ohio conversions, these vessels patrol every ocean on Earth simultaneously, maintaining continuous deterrent posture against potential adversaries. The attack submarine force is built around 3 families: Virginia-class boats, the remaining Los Angeles-class hulls, and the 3 Seawolf-class submarines. Each platform carries a mix of weapons tailored for anti-submarine warfare, anti-surface fighting, and precision land attack. And mission loadouts change with objectives and patrol plans. The Virginia-class is the Navy's most modern fast attack submarine in service today. The lead boat was commissioned in 2004, and by the mid-2020s, more than 20 Virginias were in the fleet with additional hulls contracted and under construction. Per hull cost depends on block and configuration. Earlier blocks are commonly cited in the low to mid-billions, while VPM-equipped later boats are costlier. Physically, the basic Virginia is about 377 feet long with a beam near 34 feet, submerged displacement in the neighborhood of 7,800 tons for early blocks, and rated for operational depths in excess of several hundred meters. Nuclear power gives the boat essentially unlimited range and sustained submerged transit speeds above 25 knots. Virginia boats combine 12 large vertical launch tubes in the bow section with 4 21-inch torpedo tubes. Those vertical tubes normally carry Tomahawk cruise missiles. Torpedo room stowage and mission tailoring determine the total load. Without the payload module, a Virginia typically embarks weapons in the mid-20 seconds, distributed between VLS and torpedo room stowage, and crews tailor the mix of Mark 48 heavyweight torpedoes, Tomahawks loaded via torpedo tube, and other payloads to the mission. The Tomahawk family has continued to evolve into a flexible precision strike weapon. Modern Block V variants entered fielding in the early 2020s and include upgraded guidance, data links, and maritime strike functionality for moving targets. Physical dimensions for the Tomahawk are in the same general range as earlier variants, and some Block V versions are described with extended ranges that can exceed roughly 1,000 statute miles depending on flight profile and payload. Block V adds advanced navigation and two-way communications, allowing in-flight updates and retargeting for commanders. The Mark 48 ADCAP is the heavyweight torpedo U.S. attack submarines rely on for both anti-submarine and anti-surface engagements. Roughly 19 feet long and 21 inches in diameter, modern Mark 48 variants weigh in the multiple thousand-pound range and use auto-fuel tube propulsion to reach high tactical speeds. Performance figures vary by speed profile, but the torpedo is built for high speed and long engagements, with a large warhead capable of crippling or sinking a surface ship or fatally damaging a submarine. The most recent upgrades, delivered under Mod 7, Sea-Bass modernization programs, focus on digital signal processing, improved countermeasures, and enhanced sonar processing. Procurement and unit cost figures move with contracts and upgrades. Public cost estimates for modern heavyweight torpedoes are reported in the low to mid-millions per round. Historically, the UGM-84 Harpoon provided a dedicated submarine-launched anti-ship capability. The sub-launched Harpoon was removed from common U.S. inventory in the late 1990s, and in recent years, programs have refurbished or considered return-to-service options, while the Tomahawk Maritime Strike upgrades reintroduced a moving target capability to the submarine strike mix. Harpoon family performance numbers substantially subsonic. Sea-skimming terminal profiles with active radar homing match, conventional anti-ship doctrine, but the specific availability of UGM-84 for every hull has varied over time. A major leap for Virginia boats is the Virginia Payload Module. Beginning with later hulls, the VPM inserts a mid-body section that adds 4 large payload tubes. Each tube is designed to carry multiple canisters, And when configured for cruise missiles, the VPM can raise a boat's Tomahawk capacity into the high 30 seconds to around 40 missiles, depending on canister stacking and mission fit. Block V boats with VPM are longer and heavier than earlier Virginias. Published figures put Block V's submerged displacement substantially higher than Block 1 to 4 numbers, and overall length increases into the mid-400s of feet. Those increases restore large internal strike capacity the fleet lost when Ohio-class SSGNs were converted, and are a deliberate design trade to preserve undersea strike mass into the future. The 3 Seawolf boats remain unique. Built as a high-end Cold War design, they are compact, quiet, and optimized for blue water conflict. The class was designed with 8 large-diameter tubes that accommodate an expanded weapons inventory. Seawolf boats are reported to be able to carry up to about 50 weapons in torpedo room storage when configured for sustained strike loads. USS Jimmy Carter received a significant mission module hull extension to support special operations, intelligence, and experimental payloads, while retaining standard combat capability. Los Angeles-class submarines still form much of the operational force. More than 60 were built, and a portion remain active into the 2020s as newer boats join the fleet. Los Angeles boats carry the same basic weapons families: Mk-48 torpedoes, torpedo tube-launched cruise missiles, and, in later flights, vertical launch tubes for Tomahawk, though older hulls lack the acoustic, quieting, and sensor sophistication of the newest Virginias. Across all submarine classes, the U.S. Navy's true advantage lies not just in speed or firepower, but in information dominance. Modern attack submarines are essentially mobile sensor networks wrapped in stealth. Their sonar systems integrate massive bow-mounted arrays, flank arrays running along the hull, and ultra-sensitive towed arrays that sweep behind the vessel like underwater radar nets. Together, these systems detect, classify, and track contacts at vast ranges, often long before an enemy even suspects they're being watched. Inside the control room, acoustic data from every array feeds into the submarine's combat control system, where advanced algorithms and trained operators translate faint underwater echoes into precise firing solutions. The sophistication extends to the fire control architecture. Operators can simultaneously track multiple threats, assign weapons, and launch torpedoes or cruise missiles in rapid succession. 4 torpedo tubes allow for near-simultaneous engagement, and automated reload systems keep the pace of combat brisk. Modern computing and data fusion make it possible to conduct these operations silently, without compromising stealth, even under intense countermeasure conditions. Behind every system is a crew that spends years mastering it. Weapons and sonar technicians complete lengthy technical schools focused on acoustic analysis, weapon maintenance, and electronic warfare integration. Fire control specialists train on simulators that recreate real-world battle conditions, learning to process multiple targets under time pressure. Commanding officers must demonstrate combat proficiency through rigorous evaluation before assuming command, including tactical readiness tests and live-fire exercises. On patrol, training continues non-stop. Crews drill on torpedo loading, simulated engagements, and rapid response protocols, ensuring readiness for any confrontation. Combat operations have proven the concept repeatedly. Submarine-launched Tomahawks have struck strategic targets in the Middle East with pinpoint precision, projecting U.S. power from invisible platforms hundreds of miles offshore. These missions show how information, stealth, and precision converge in modern undersea warfare. Today's and tomorrow's submarines will only deepen that dominance, with the Virginia payload module expanding strike capacity, new sonar technologies extending detection range, and ongoing work toward long-range anti-ship and hypersonic weapons. America's attack submarines remain one of the most decisive instruments of modern warfare. Beneath the ocean's surface, where silence rules and detection means defeat, the U.S. Navy's submarines stand as unseen giants of deterrence and precision. Their combination of stealth, technology, and crew mastery ensures that when these vessels move, they do so with absolute control and the confidence that no adversary can hear them coming.